Okay, so what I want to do now is make some nice Brussels sprout dish. And I'm going to use a little bit of coconut oil here in my pan. And I've taken my Brussels sprouts out of the fridge. And the trick to making fast meals is to always have everything washed before you put it in the fridge. And that makes it go much faster now. Then you don't have to worry about washing them. Sometimes, of course, if your Brussels sprouts, if you've left them in after washing and peeling off the little ends too long, then you might have to pull the edges off. So it's important to use them fairly quickly after you wash them so that you don't waste a bunch of time trimming off the little outer leaves. So I'm just going to slice them fairly thin and pop them in there. Actually, you know what? I think that's too thin for what I want to do today. I had two thoughts on my brain there, and I'm going to do them thicker. Of course, the thing is, the thinner you cook them, or the thinner you slice them, faster they cook. Okay, so I'll make a few little thicker and a few little thinner. And, because the rawer they are, the better they are for you anyways. So, get them going like that. Now always keep your heat on high when you want to cook a fast meal. You just want to make sure that you don't walk away from it or let it go dry. That's the key. I'm just going to take these little ends off here, get rid of those, and chop these up. So on the high heat, you're really just waiting for them to kind of tenderize a bit and soften. And then give them a little stir on that high heat with, I already have about 2 tablespoons of water and about a tablespoon or so of coconut oil. So what I'm going to add here, I also happen to have some pineapple, fresh pineapple, that I had in the fridge. And I'm going to put that in, but I don't really want to put it in until after some of that water has dissipated, because I want the pineapple to sear a little bit. So you don't want it too fresh. So there's my pepper, orange pepper. I don't really have that many Brussels sprouts in there, so I'm not going to use all that pepper, but I will use some. Okay, so that's going to add some nice color. And then if you don't put the pepper in too soon, it'll maintain its crunch, kind of go along with the crunchiness of the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to use just a little bit of Bragg's liquid aminos for some flavoring. It's kind of like a soy sauce, but only it's fermented. Teensy bit of Celtic sea salt, a little bit of pepper. And I do have some jalapenos that I bought fresh, but I tasted it on the end of my tongue, and I only need a little tiny bit because that puppy is extremely strong. And when you're working with hot peppers, you probably know, don't stick your fingers in your eyes after you slice them. So we have those. I also have a little bit of leftover nut mix, actually, which is the cranberries and the pumpkin seeds. And so I'm just going to toss it in. Might as well do it now. Okay, I'm going to add these peppers in here now. And I'm going to wait just a couple minutes for that before I put the pineapple in. Okay, so you can see how that's getting really, they're getting really soft already. That's a trick with the high heat. Okay, so I'm just going to let that, put the bigger pieces on the bottom. And like I say, I don't want it too super cooked anyways, because I don't want it to be overcooked. You still want to get the goodness out of the Brussels sprouts. I do happen to have a little bit of cilantro here. I'm going to add some of that. I might add that after. A little bit of a garnish. Okay, so I think it's time to add this pineapple. I will put that in now. give this a little stir. So you can see the pineapple in there. And like I say, you know, you really don't want it very well cooked. You want to get the goodness out of those Brussels sprouts. And with the fresh pineapple, fresh peppers, it's nice to have the goodness in that. So what I'm thinking now, well, I'm going to let that cook for a minute, is I forgot to put some garlic in. Garlic's always good in everything. I hadn't really planned on it, but seeing as how that probably should soften for another minute, I'm just going to peel this garlic and add a little bit of garlic, because garlic is absolutely good in absolutely everything. Thinly sliced. I could use my garlic crusher, but it's okay. Okay, might as well add the rest of the cilantro. And then again, keeping it on high heat. Oh, look at that. Very pretty. Okay, so that only took a couple minutes. With your vegetables freshly washed in the fridge, it doesn't take long to cook these things up. And with not wanting them cooked to death. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. And then I'm just going to go and set the table. And by the time I come back, that is so ready and so yummy. For the recipe, go to georginasear.com, and happy cooking.